All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. Can everybody see the screen that says English 148 meet and greet agenda?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, wonderful. So this is just to get you started and make sure that you don't have any questions that are confusing you. I did have your teachers post a video that's a bit longer in the meet and greet post to invite you to this meeting. That will have a lot more information that's a lot more in depth. And you can watch it and you can pause it and you can go back to the information. So I like to do that. I did that recording because it's a little bit more involved. There are a couple things that might be changed. Just go with the changes. I haven't gotten around to making the new recording just yet because we just made the changes, but they're very minor. It's nothing that's gonna hold you up too much. All right, so I am Professor Carrie Miller. I am the lead teacher for English 148. I also do teach a course, so you might have me as your professor. We are here to help you, whoever your teacher may be. We are here to guide you and answer any questions you have. So please do not hesitate to reach out. Do not be afraid of us. Do not think that you're bugging us. Don't spend hours getting frustrated. If you can't find an answer or something's not working, please reach out to us right away so that we can either solve that issue or help you find the avenue to solve it, especially tech issues. Sometimes tech has to be reached out to tech support. So we don't want you just being very frustrated and angry, because when we reach that frustration level, our brains shut down. It's automatic. It's a safety issue for our brains. So don't reach that stress level, because we want to catch, we want to stop it before you get all stressed out. So be sure to reach out with any questions or concerns that you might have to your professor early. All right, a little bit about the course. This is a second level English course. Many of you might have taken the English 118. If you were at another institute, you might were able to transfer, but you've all taken a first level English course where you've got the basics of writing, pre-writing, gathering your ideas, getting your thoughts down. In the second course, we do add that element of research. So you're going to learn a lot more about research, APA formatting, all of those types of things that go into an argument paper. You'll look at two sides of an argument, supporting both sides, and you'll be developing a paper throughout the course. Don't worry, we break it down into small parts. So don't think it's, oh my goodness, I have to think about this whole paper right now. We break it down. This first week, we started talking about your topic, about what you want it to be. So don't think that you're writing a paper right now. We are breaking it down. Look at the pieces. Just know that there is a paper coming, but that's later on in the term. So don't let it stress you out and shut you down too soon, because by the time you get there, you'll be more ready and more prepared to write the paper, because you've already done the small parts and done the pre-work. Some of the resources, obviously Canvas is your resource where you'll find your course material. Make sure you're reading through all of the announcements your professor posts, going through your modules and reading through the intro, going through your EDAP and reading all your EDAPT, reading all the assignments, instructions. That's very important. You don't want to skip any of the instructions for your assignment and think, oh, I know what I'm doing. Take the time. You might find something and go, oh, I didn't realize that. You can track your grade. You can track some assignment submissions. After you submit a assignment, make sure to double check and make sure it's submitted. Sometimes there's submission errors. Same with EDAP, make sure that it submits properly. We've had a few errors. You might have to go back in and resubmit it, but be sure to reach out to your professor if you're having troubles and can't get it to work, so that we can make sure that we figure that out. Other resources that you have are the academic support, the research tab, the Chamberlain Writing Center, and the library database. They're fantastic. Our librarian is wonderful and has developed several resources for you, specifically developed towards this course, to help you, videos and stuff. And so the Writing Center, we've got tons of different resources to help you with grammar, developing your intro paragraph, developing your body paragraphs, looking for research, all of the things. Like, make sure you check it out so that you know where your resources are and where to find help. If you have questions, look at your simple syllabus to schedule an appointment with your professor. There's also the Q&A in the discussion board. And you can always direct email your professors. When using the Q&A platform, please remember not to write anything personal. Everybody can see those. You also can answer them. If you happen to check in there and you see a question that a student has and you know the answer, feel free to answer. That's how we build a community, is working together, answering together, helping each other move forward. And then your professor will also jump in there and, support that answer and make sure that everything's going smoothly. And also you might see that if you have a question, go into the Q&A and look at other people's questions. You may have had the same question and it might already be answered. So take the time to look through that Q&A. But again, you can always direct message your professor. That's a really good way to reach us. I say choose one of those platforms. You don't need to send a message through all three avenues. Give us a second to answer. Professors do have 48 hours to get back to you, so don't send a Q&A question and then 20 minutes send an email, and then 20 minutes after that go through another avenue, because we are going to get to them. Give us some time. Just be patient. One thing's very important: make sure that you're going through your assignments early, and making, like, at the Sunday before class starts, look through it, what's due. Make sure you understand the assignments. I'm not saying start working on them, but read through and make sure you know what's due. That way you can ask questions early. You don't want to wait till Sunday at 5 or 6 o'clock at night to ask a question, because there's a good chance your professor's not going to see it until the next day. And your assignments are due at the end of the day. So make sure you ask early, ask questions early, sorry, I'm just getting through the chat. It's hard to keep up with both. Make sure you're asking your questions early. Make sure that you're getting your answers early so that you can go ahead and get your assignments submitted on time. And then you're not frustrated because you're, late on the assignment or feel like you're overwhelmed. This is the announcement section. Please be sure to read every announcement that your professor posts. Announcements are where we give you additional information, important help. So be sure to jump in and read through those. And you will also find your course theme in this section. Your course theme for this term is exploring identity. And you can see there's a lot of different, once you find that announcement, you can see that there's a lot of different options for that. If you come up with one that is not in the list, please reach out to your professor. Just because there's not one on the list does not mean that you cannot use that. We are more than willing and happy to help you explore different topics. Just reach out to your professor to make sure that that option does fit within the course theme. So that's very important, to make sure that you're looking at that course theme. If you do not see an email that is talking about your course theme, please reach out to your professor and make sure that you find that information for access to that and help with the getting started in the course, because that is actually necessary for posting in your week 1 discussion. Your course assignments. If you go down the left-hand side, you'll see the word module. Click on module and you can find a list of everything that will be due for the session. The first thing you'll see in the prepare is your intro. Read through that. It gives you a breakdown of the course and a little bit of a synopsis of what's coming. The explore, that's going to be your EDAPT. You'll click on that and then a link will pop up. Click on that link and it'll take you to the EDAPT and you start working through the EDAPT. If you click on that link and you're having an error issue, please reach out to your professor right away so we can get that error fixed, so you can get into that EDAPT early. If you have not jumped into your EDAPT yet, please do so today. And again, I'm not saying get working on it. Just click the buttons. Take 15 seconds to click through and click the buttons and make sure that it's working. Make sure that you have access so that you're not getting to the end of the week and not having access and then stressing out because you don't have access. And then on the demonstrate is going to be your assignment for the week. For week 1, it's a community cafe. In the community cafe, you're starting to talk about your topic. You're going to go in a little bit more about that, and you're also going to introduce yourself. So check that out early so you can start developing that and start thinking about that before the end of the week. We do recommend that you post early in the week by today or tomorrow so that you can really get the most out of the conversation. If you're posting late, you're not getting anything out of the conversation. You might not get comments by your fellow students. And part of this course, the importance of this course, is the peer learning, is the peer back and forth and development, because you as a learning community help each other improve your writing, improve your topics. It's not just you and the professor, it's you and the entire learning community. So get into those discussions and start posting early so that you can, get the most out of that discussion. It's a little small, but it talks about what the community cafe is, but you can see there's multiple different things. There's a part 1, a part 2, and a part 3. You've got some questions in there to write about. I'm not going to read through the whole thing, but I just wanted to put it up there so that you had a look-see at it, and when you get into it, you're like, oh yeah, that looks familiar. That's what I've been looking at. Thank you, Orlando, for letting the students in for me. Here is week 2 is when you're going to get into an assignment. Week 2 is your proposal is going to be the first assignment you submit. As you're going through, you have a little blurb here about what the assignment and the goal is. Down here, you can see the requirements. These documents, the reason I wanted to put this up is this document, if you look at the documents under required resources, you have a proposal example, a template, and an overview of the whole argument assignment. You're actually going to download the week 2 proposal template and write directly on that worksheet, save that worksheet, and submit that worksheet for this assignment. And to submit that, you'll obviously there's more instructions to that, so you'll read, but you'll finish that template, you'll start assignment and submit it within this module right here. But that will be your first submission of an assignment is next week, after we get through this week's discussion and discussion about narrowing your topic. And so you know what your topic is. So when you get into the proposal, you're looking more at the topic and getting and delving more into your topic. Accessing EDAPT, as I said before, you'll hit the modules and you'll go into the Explore. You can see the Explore here, week 1, intro to research writing. In week 2, it's the week 2, preparing an argument. So it's your Explore. And when you're looking for the EDAPT, you're going into the modules and going to the Explore. That will be your EDAPT work. Please jump in early. Look at it early. Again, I'm not saying you have to start it, because I know that if you've time managed at a specific day, but this way it will help you go, oh, that day is not going to be enough. Or, so jump in and just peek at everything that Sunday before class starts. That way you have an idea of what's expected so that you can better time manage and make sure that you are not just rushing through and cutting yourself short and stressing yourself out, because we all know life happens. We all know life gets in the way. It happens to me all the time. The best laid plans, right? So jump in the week before the class starts and look at it so you have an idea, again, for time management. So you can ask questions. So you can make sure that you have that week ready so you can hit the ground running when you are ready to access it. So EDAPT, once you click on the EDAPT, here it is. This will pop up. You'll click here to launch your dashboard. That is the link. You want to click on that. That is a hyperlink, and it'll open a window for you, and that will access your EDAPT. Your support that I was talking about. Down the side, once you go into your class, down the side, you'll see academic support and resources. Those are the 2 links that'll help you get to those resources. This is your general resource, the general resource academic or general education academic source support. Sorry. See, everybody reading aloud can get to you, right? But you can see you've got program resources, the writing centers, student standards, your library. This is that one we were talking about that has all the videos and stuff. Course resources, exactly. So make sure you check out all those. If you've got a second, just click on them. Explore. Down the side, you can see there's other things. So make sure that you're going ahead and jumping in and checking out those resources. They're going to help you a lot. And the school has spent a lot of time to help build all these resources to help the course be easier for you. So use them. Make sure you're jumping in. They're resources for you so you can be more successful in your course and feel more prepared for your course. So check them out. What's expected? Engagement. So class expectations is you're expected to participate in discussions. We want you to participate by Tuesday. In your writing workshops, you post what you're going to do. So week 3 is a writing workshop. You will be posting your week 2 proposal paper that you finished for week 2. So half the assignment is done. So all you have to do is develop the paragraph based on the instructions. Obviously, read the instructions, write your paragraph, and post your week 2 worksheet, your proposal. By Tuesday. That way we can really delve in and you can get help and you can really get that learning community. Make sure you're looking at your deadlines. Week 2, your discussions, your first post is due by Tuesday. Your second post is due by Saturday. And your third final post is due by Sunday. So you've got your initial post, your content or your peer reviewing on another student's post, and then you're continuing your conversation post too. Make sure reading those instructions. We've got detailed explanation about what each of those are. Respectful discussions, please. I know everybody says this, use netiquette. Please reinforce the netiquette. Don't be rude. Be very respectful of each other. I expect everybody to be respectful. If you see something, reach out to your professor privately and say, hey, this made me uncomfortable, so that we might not see everything. We are not, the third person omniscient. We can't see everything all the time. So if something is said to you that is not appropriate, please let us know respectfully so that we can go ahead and reach out. Okay. Oh, no. You actually, the continuing conversation doesn't just have to be on your thread. It can be on somebody else's thread as well. So if somebody does not post to yours specifically, you can do it to somebody else's peer review on somebody else's comment. So the continuing conversation does not have to just be on your thread. The peer review process and collaboration, as you're working through, there's worksheets for those. For this first week, it's not a worksheet, it's just peer response to your fellow students' initial post. And that's then moving forward in your writing workshops, you're going to have a worksheet that you'll submit and complete. So make sure you're looking for that. Collaboration is really important. Be detailed, be, respectful and honest. You want to help each other. Also, when you're doing a peer review of somebody else's paper and really delving in and looking at those questions, it will help you better look at your own work. You will become a better editor of your own work because you've edited somebody else's work. So give it a lot of thought and give it a lot of time, because it's only helping you to better improve your own work, because now you've done it to somebody else's work. You can do it to your own work. You can be, a little bit more critical of looking at your work and understanding what you're looking for and maybe other students are looking for, or by looking at somebody else's work. So don't brush over those. Don't skip those for sure. Make sure you're doing those and give them a lot of thought. It's not just busy work. We don't give busy work. Everything we assign has been specifically assigned to help you improve your own writing and improve your own editing and improve your own research skills and everything to help you be successful in this course and your future courses. Questions about the syllabus or course content or anything going on in the course? I open the floor now for questions.
I do have a question really quickly. I didn't notice that there was anything in regards to like a lecture weekly that we would have to attend. Is attendance being shown via just the community cafes on separate days, or is there an actual lecture we have to attend?
There is not a lecture. The courses are completed at whenever you get in and do your course. Your participation or your attendance for the week is when you post in the weekly discussions or cyber cafes. In week 1, it's called a community cafe. That's your discussion. Week 2, it's a cyber cafe. That's a discussion and it's required for attendance. And week 3, it's a writer's workshop. And then we flip every other week with a cyber cafe and a writer's workshop. But to get attendance in the course, you have to post in whatever the week's discussion is. for that week.
Gotcha. And do the 3 separate posts have to be on 3 separate days?
No, they do not.
Perfect.
They just have to be done by those days. But yeah, if you get in and post, want to post your peer review and your continuing conversation on the same day, that absolutely can be done.
I do have one question.
Yes.
For the first week, so if there are 3 posts, the initial post, then like a peer response, and then a third post.
Yeah, the third post is what we call a continuing conversation. So the initial post is you initially posting. I call that first level. The second level is peer responding to somebody else's initial post. So it's kind of you hit reply to somebody else's post. The continuing conversation is a third level post where you're responding to somebody else's peer response to somebody's initial post. So it's a third level response, not responding to somebody's initial post, but somebody else's second peer response, so that we're continuing that conversation and getting deeper into, instead of just having initial post peer response, now we're continuing the conversation a little further on those peer responses to like discussing, oh, that was a really good idea. That's going to help me in my paper. Or, oh, I like that. You know what else you could do? Kind of just continuing on and going deeper into the conversation. Did that make sense?
I understand.
Okay. Because yeah, that has always been confusing to students, the 3 levels.
I had a question. If you could please clarify the paragraph and the proposal, like we saw the topics that we may choose from. Do we select this week? I guess I'm just that part was unclear. Okay.
Yeah, you're going to select this week, and you can select more than one for the discussion, for the community cafe discussion. But by the end of the week, you're going to narrow down and pick one, because maybe there's a couple you're confused about. So between those 2, you can say, what do you, talk to the class and see what others might have to say, or what others might feel about it that helps clarify a little better for you. But by the end of this week, by the time you start week 2, you'll have picked a topic, so you can start that proposal day 1 of week 2.
All right. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Hey, Professor.
Yes.
Yeah, is it possible that you do your post, right? And you make a choice, because you said the deadline is today at 11 something.
11:59.
As you go through the week, you find out that, oh no, I don't feel comfortable with this subject. I want to change it. What should we do then?
Reach out to your professor. Make sure that your change goes along with the course content. But yeah, absolutely. That's part of the process this week, is helping you choose the topic that's going to help you best, that you feel most comfortable continuing a paper with. So yeah, if you start on a concept you like, oh yeah, I really want to do this, and you're getting into it and you're like, I really don't want to do this. We don't want you to continue on a paper you don't want to do, because that's not going to help you be successful. So absolutely reach out to your professor and say, hey, in the discussion, I chose this topic, but I don't want to do that topic moving forward. I want to use this topic, just so that they know and they give you approval if it's not on that approved list. But so they're aware that you're changing topics. But yeah, you absolutely can change topics midweek.
Thank you.
I have a question regarding the EDAP. So typically, roughly, since you say start early, how long does that EDAP typically take, or how much would you recommend we set aside to complete that?
Generally, the EDAP takes about 20 minutes a section. So you're going to want to see how many sections you have in the EDAP. So it can take up to an hour, depending on you as a student. Don't spend too much time. I don't want you, like some students, I've had students reach out and go, I've spent 8 hours on EDAP so far. And I'm like, whoa, then we need to talk about what you're going through, because that's way too much time. Because you need to, it's kind of like your book work. That's what you want to look at the EDAP as. So you're reading through, the EDAP is your book. So it's like you're reading your chapters for each week, but each section typically takes about 20 minutes. So kind of look and see, like if there's 3 sections, you're going to look at about 60 minutes. So just definitely look at how many sections you have, so that you're setting aside enough time. And you don't have to do it all at once. If you have 10 minutes to get in and you want to get in and start your EDAP, do it. and then it'll save your work and you can come back and start again at that specific spot, so that you're not having to do it all at once.
Hey, Professor, I see in week 1 that we have an assignment that is 30 points and another one that is the community cafe that is 40 points. So which one, the 30 points, is it the EDAP?
Yes, the 30 points is the EDAP work. At the end of EDAP, there will be a quiz that tests you on to make sure that you understood the material that you covered, and that is those points for that week.
But somewhere you stated that the EDAP was just like an attendance, so I don't.
No, EDAP does not take attendance currently. I know they're working on it. I'm not exactly sure when that's coming through, but yeah, the EDAP does not count as attendance. So any EDAP work you do, even if you've completed the quiz, does not currently count as attendance as far as I know right now. Only posting in the discussion for the week counts as attendance.
I have a question regarding the time deadlines.
Yes.
So when something is due Tuesday at 11:59 p.m., I know a lot of people are out of the East Coast. I'm California Pacific time. Would that be 11:59 East Coast time, the deadline, or is it just our own time zone?
It's your own time zone. Actually, the funny thing is, if you look at your course, it will tell you your deadline. I think East Coast, it says 2:40, 2:59. Like it adjusts for your time zone. Like, so my stuff says, I want to say it says 10:59 because I'm Pacific Coast. So if you look at your assignments, they'll tell you the due date. It tells you the time and it adjusts for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Because it is central time that the due dates are. Due times, I should say.
Thank you.
Yep.
So regarding the EDAP, how many opportunities do you get if you're not as successful on the first go round? And how are the points accrued for, within the 30 points? Let's just hypothetically say you're unsuccessful on however many options that you get. How is that scored and graded?
You get a second chance to go through if you're unsuccessful, and then that whatever the highest score is what goes into the grade book. And they're broken down. It's 8 questions, and depending on how many questions, some of the questions might be like, put these in order, or depending on what the question is how they are scored. So it's kind of, I know some of them are like yes and no for like 5 different questions in the one. So that'll be worth multiple points opposed to other ones that'll be less points. But it all depends on how many questions are in each of the final question. But yeah, if you're not successful on your first attempt, you get another attempt to go through and take that test.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and as Orlando has posted, after this meet and greet, if you still have questions or come up with anything, please email your professor. It's in your simple syllabus, and in your welcome announcements, you have any access to an email to them, and you can shoot them a message. You can post in the Q&A for questions. Please don't post questions in the community cafe though, because there's a lot of stuff in the community cafe, and we might miss those. So make sure that you're posting in the Q&A or directly messaging your professor so that we can see those questions. Question, yes.
Can I go?
Yes.
Okay, so it's about the EDAP. So I started it yesterday. I just opened it to see what it was about, and there were the 2 first questions. They were like true or false questions, but
That's called a self-check, and that's just to help you see what's coming. You don't actually get scored on those. Those don't go into a part of your grade. It's just kind of, hey, this is getting you ready to start thinking about what the EDAP's going to be about. So it's just kind of getting your brain ready to like, so if you didn't get them, you're like, oh, I need to really pay attention to this because this is not stuff I know.
Okay, thank you. Because I was
Absolutely.
like, okay, I stopped after 2 questions. I'm like, there must be a way to
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, no,
That's
that's just getting your
absolutely
brain ready. And then you'll also find throughout you have self checks after each section. Those also are not graded. They're to help you be like, okay, these are the questions. I missed this one. Maybe take notes on that one so that when you get to the final questions at the very, very end of the course, that way you won't miss it again.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
I had a question with the discussion post just about the course themes. Where would I find like different themes of like the topics that we will be discussing? Because I don't know.
It should be in your announcements. And some of your professors posted also in their initial post of that cyber cafe or the community cafe discussion, but it should definitely be in your announcements. If you're not seeing it in your announcements, please reach out to your professor. So that they can get that posted or get you to the correct area where they have it posted.
Perfect. I see it. Thank you.
Okay, good. Good. Yeah, I know that there's a lot of information in the announcements sometimes, and they can be, can kind of hide.
I have another question.
Yes.
So I know, am I correct in assuming the overview for the argument research essay, does that have the list of like approved topics to go through, or am
No,
I just missing it?
no, the overview is just telling you what the whole paper is going to be for the assignment. Your topic should be in the announcement. So if you go to the announcement, look through your announcements for the top, it should be titled course theme, and then whatever it is, the course, it's exploring identity is this week's topic. So you might even be able to do a search. So Control F.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Any other questions?
Where do we go for the scholarly articles for the research? Inside of that academic and support section, but where do we go to find? Is it the library?
Yes. It'll be
Okay.
EBSCO host. It's in the library, and there'll be specific, like once you go into the library, it'll say research, and it'll take you all through the different things. And it has videos and a bunch of things to help you do effective research.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So being on my work schedule, because I work every Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and I see some of the things are due, we have to have them done by Tuesday. So if I get them started, say on Friday, do we still abide by, okay, you can't turn it in till at least Sunday? Or can I work ahead and, okay, so I can't turn
You
them in
can
till
work
Sunday.
ahead. My suggestion to that is you can work ahead, save it as a Word doc so that you can post it then on Tuesday when you have a chance, but you have it completely done, just saved in a Word doc. But because of the way the system is, if you post prior to the Sunday, it won't count towards your attendance. And that's the biggest thing, is we want to make sure that you get your attendance posted for the week. But I would say do the work, save it in a Word doc. That way, when you have time, all you have to do is copy and paste.
Okay, I figured that's how it was, but I just wanted to check. So thank you.
Yeah. And it's all attendance based. It's all because of the attendance for the week.
So just to be absolutely clear, it is supposed to be submitted only on today by midnight.
Correct.
Okay.
If you need an extra day or two because things are coming up and it's your first week, reach out to your professor and let them know that you need a couple days so that they're aware. We understand that it's the first week and that you just got in and you're learning the system and learning the class. So they're more flexible in this first week. So just make sure that you reach out to your professor if you need an extra day or two.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, question.
Hi. I just wanted to find out because usually, this isn't my first class, but usually I post my discussions on Mondays. So is that a problem for this class?
Oh no, that's fine. Tuesday is the deadline. You can post anytime before, like Sunday to Monday, Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. You can post any of those days.
Okay, for the
And the
initial post,
Saturday,
right?
yeah. So Saturday and Sunday for the peer review and the continuing conversation. That's the deadline. You can post prior to that.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Absolutely. Other questions? And again, you always have access to your professors. If you're scrambling going, oh, what if I come up with something in a minute and I'm so confused? Reach out to your professor. They are there to help you be successful. We are here to help you be successful. We want to make sure that you feel comfortable in the course and feel supported in the course. You are not here alone. So be sure to utilize us and reach out with questions. We are here to help you with, that's what we wait for. Otherwise we just read through posts and don't get to talk to anybody. And that's kind of sad and lonely. So don't let us be sad and lonely. Other questions?
So we have to just submit everything with the templates that y'all, for the assignments. You have to just use the templates, correct?
It's week 2 and 4. We have a template, a template for you to help you for week 4, but week 2 is the template because it's the proposal. Week 4, you start writing paragraphs, so you're not going to really have to use the template. There's a template for you to use, but you won't have to submit on that template because you're starting formatting. And then week 6, you're doing a draft. So we'll have a template available to help you start writing, but you don't have to use the template for submitting for those weeks because you're actually writing an essay. So you'll do formatting, a proper APA formatting for an essay with the title page and everything. But the template is for week 2 you will use.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Orlando. He posted your library link to help access the library for your research in the chat. And again, the topics they'll be in your announcements. It'll be labeled course theme. So if you can't find them, do a Control F, find, and then it'll be at the bottom. You'll type in course theme and it should help you find that course theme because that's a find keystroke. The Control F is a find keystroke and just type in course theme. And if it doesn't come up, please reach out to your professor so they can help you locate that information. For my personal email, we want you to reach out to your professor. We want you to build a relationship with your professor. So please reach out to them with questions so you can build that relationship and they can help you through the course effectively. If you don't build the relationship with your professor, then you're missing out on part of your course. And if you ask them a question, then they can reach out to me if they're so confused too. So they have access to me, but I want you to build that relationship and reach out to your professor. Other questions? All right, if there are no other questions, get started, jump into that course, start clicking around. You can't make anything explode. You can't erase anything. So don't be afraid to click on links and see what everything has to say and click on those resources and really look through those resources. But I hope everybody has a great start to the week. And again, if you have questions, reach out to your professor early. We're here to help you.
Thank you
so
so much.
Thank you. Have a great week. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you everybody for coming.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye now.